Hello, Aquarius. It's Marley with Fawn and Fire Intuitive, and I'm doing a soulmate love reading for the rest of January. And these energies can also go into February, early March. For some of you, it may be happening right now. For some of you, it's what's coming in. Okay. If this does not resonate with you, check out my videos for your moon, rising, or Venus sign. You can also look in the description box below. My email's there. You can contact me for a personal private reading. Also, if you guys are not, please follow me on Instagram. It's Fawn and Fire Intuitive, or just search Fawn and Fire. I love connecting with you guys on there. I offer specials on certain types of private readings each month, and I do mini readings on there. So definitely connect with me if you're on Instagram, Fawn and Fire Intuitive. Okay, so this is for any, if you're looking for your soulmate, if you think you might have found your soulmate or your twin flame, or just someone you're feeling a connection with, or if you're longing to have like a deeper love connection. Okay, so I did pull oracle cards ahead of time because my YouTube upload times have been really long. So I kind of just focus in, pull the oracle cards, and then I will use the after tarot as we go along. Okay, so first I pulled your spirit animal for this season. Okay, and you guys got turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. So it's highly possible that either you have been waiting and waiting and looking, and you're just like, okay, when is it going to get here? When is it going to get here? um, Others of you might just be moving really, really slow because there's some things you don't want to face, you don't want to deal with. Because the turtle has this like hard shell, and it's necessary, because it protects him. Some turtles live up to like hundreds of years. I think that's accurate, right? Sea turtles live really, really long time. And if they were like all soft and mushy, they would just be food for a shark right away. So the shell is necessary, like to like have boundaries and protect yourself. But sometimes our shell can, and this could be you or the person you're dealing with, it can be made up of a lot of ego and fears, and it actually could be hindering us from being able to get to where we're trying to go. Like sometimes there's a need to, like if the turtle stayed in his shell all the time and didn't like come out, he wouldn't be able to see where he's going, for one. Then we have the hero, and we also have the Six of Air, or the Six of Swords, basically. This card is just beautiful. Okay, I feel like, first off, you probably are a very like reliable, steady person. Okay, people can kind of expect to know like where you're going to be, what you're going to do. And honestly, a lot of people look up to you is what I'm feeling. I feel like, again, this could be you or your soulmate, but and most likely it's probably both of you. There's probably some mirroring going on with this card here. You may have a like kind of a hero complex, like you really like to be there for people. And I say hero complex, but it's not necessarily negative, because truly there's a very authentic part of you that naturally is there for people, naturally says the right thing at the right time, or is just like so loyal and faithful that you've been there with people through like a lot of stuff. And you may have been there with your soulmate through a lot of stuff. But the sense I get is almost like, because the Six of Air here, what was I just going to say? I'm so sorry. The sense I get is that sometimes you do these things just because it's become such an ingrained part of you, like, oh, good old so-and-so, they'll always be there. So you're always there. You're always there. And it's kind of like made up some of your identity, but it's actually robbing you from like what your soul is calling you to. Okay, because then with the six of air, it's kind of like you do whatever's going to just give you like peace of mind in the moment, you know, like I'll just keep the peace. I'll just, yeah, and you could be looking at things very black and white. I just feel like because of this turtle shell and the hero, there's like something within you wanting to rise up, wanting you to be like the hero of your own life. And it's very much about integrating the black and the white, integrating the feminine and the masculine, integrating the practical with the like mystical, you know, the things that you do understand with the things you don't understand, the things you can see with the things you can't see. Okay, there's a need to understand that the turtle can win the race, you know, when everyone else is like all over the place. If you're focused on your goal, but part of the problem is right now, because so many people rely on you, because there's so many outside influences and doing what they are asking you to do, going where they ask you to go, it does feed your ego in a way. And so there's a need to kind of get a greater of understanding of like why you're taking certain actions, because already like you're moving slowly towards this like ultimate goal that you have for your life. And if you keep getting pulled off track, there's no way you're gonna you not no way, but like, you know, in the fable, it's the hair that goes off any direction. Like they're exploring things and then they come back, and you might be dealing with someone who's like that, where, you know, they come in and they're like super passionate, and then they're like, oh, I gotta go do this and I gotta go do that, and you're just like, you are focused, like you know what you want with your soulmate or your twin flame, and you're like, okay, you do what you want, I'm going to get us to the goal, you know. But for others of you, there's a need to kind of really examine, okay, everything I'm doing, is it leading me towards, you know, what I want, like the outcome I want, my victory? Because we have the archangel great Gabriel. This is very much about communication. Okay. Kind of that need to, it could mean that you're going to have communication very soon. I need to communicate clearly what you want, not hold back. We have the Five of Roses, the garden, okay, and it's in reverse. Yeah, I almost feel like you see there's someone here like standing and she's like smelling the roses. There is a need to communicate, not just like step back and like, oh, we'll see what will happen. There's a need to communicate, to not just like watch the person, but actually talk to them. And then we have the Four of Scrolls, the karmic trench. I did talk about this in another video, but in this one, I do feel a different message. Like he is, you know, he is planting the seeds. Like this is a lot of work. You know, farming is a lot of work. Every season you have to do the right things, prepare the soil, plant the seeds, you know, water the seeds, watch them grow, tend to them, and then harvest. Okay. So there's a lot of work that kind of has to be done to get the harvest. And, you know, it's like communication is one of the very first things that has to be done to get the harvest. It's like you don't want to move too slow. You want to like communicate. You want to do the inner work. You want to get an understanding of what you're really trying to create. You want to get your ego out of the way. There's work to be done so that you don't slow down this process of getting what you want. Okay, I'm going to go to the tarot cards now. Tell me about this communication and what they're headed towards, what needs to be done to get the outcome they're desiring. Slow and steady wins the race. Sorry, my dog is barking. Okay, tell me about Aquarius. What Aquarius need to know about their soulmate? We have the King of Cups in reverse. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or this could represent you or the other person, but it is kind of a turtle in the shell. You know, there's emotion there, but there's like a fear to share it or not knowing how to share it. And in this cup, like this King of Cups, he's just pouring his love out on the ground. It's just like, instead of enjoying it, he just, or not even sharing it with someone, he just pours it out on the ground. So this can represent like someone kind of getting depressed, or drowning their sorrows in other things, okay? Okay, now like the whole neighborhood's barking. I'm so sorry, because if I stop this, then I have to edit it back together, and it makes it too quiet, and I don't know why. We have the 10 of Cups, which is like, and I just saw 1111. This really can be a person who, like, they long for emotional satisfaction, but they kind of make everyone else happy, and that makes them happy, but they haven't like stopped to think like, what do I really want, you know? And it could be a lot of it is wrapped up in the like the ego of like, well, if everyone else thinks I'm a hero and doing good, then I'm good, you know. Meanwhile, their soul's like, we have some other things we want to figure out in this life. Can you like shed some of that and look? Ooh, I'm getting chills now, and cards went flying. Can you shed some of that? And yeah, I just saw the Emperor. Like, you don't, like, who you are a hero, and or your soulmate is a hero. That's who they are, you know. But they're trying so much to control that it's blocking a lot of good things. We have like a bunch of soulmate cards here. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, the Lovers, 3 of Swords, you know. So somebody doesn't want to get their heart broken, so they keep multiple people around. They don't want to face certain things from their past, or they don't want to let go of certain things from their past. So they're not making a choice towards what would ultimately satisfy them. You know, the Lovers, it's like two people coming together who would absolutely complete each other. It's like, you know, this angel's like guiding them together. And that's why there's the garden in reverse, because instead of like really planting, there's so much hesitation. Hermit in reverse. So choosing to be alone, but not discovering what really needs to be discovered. You could be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo or an Aries or a Taurus, or like I said, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have the World in reverse. This Hermit is just, he's alone with his dog, because ultimately, I don't know, you know, the Hermit goes in search of the star, and the star is the Aquarius. I think it's important for Aquarius right now to like really get to know themselves and what they want outside of like what other people expect of them, because it's really time for a new cycle. It's time to explore something more. And it could be, you know, if you are kind of dealing with, you're the turtle and the other person is the hare, and they're kind of in and out of your life, using the alone time, like rather than just like, okay, they'll be back soon, using it to keep going in search of like what satisfies you, using that time. What's this karmic trench? The Fool. Letting go of the safety net and jumping in to a new beginning. Letting past pains be in the past. Because otherwise this becomes kind of a victim mentality, which is why people feel like they need like a shell, why people become emotionally guarded, because they've left their power in the past, you know, uh, and they need to call back that power. Ace of Swords, the truth. Starting over from the Ten of Swords, creating a new truth so that you're not a statue. This Three of Pentacles, I always just look at the statue. It's like the person's just standing there looking at what's been immortalized in the past instead of like going towards what they actually want. Five of Swords. I knew the Five of Swords was going to come out. Slaying the ego. And ego is not about being conceited, okay? Like I know society has a certain term for ego. When I use the term ego, it's about like what we've put on our whole life. You know, our soul is who we are authentically. And then we put on these belief systems because it's how we were raised. It's what we see in you know, the media. It's based off of like, you know, we experience something. And depending on how it makes us feel, our ego determines, like assigns a definition and says, this is good and this is bad. And so we keep going after the things we think will make us feel good, and or the things that will make other people think we're good. Yet we feel like a shell, you know, because we're not truly being authentic. So kind of like slaying that ego in your mind and really listening to going in search of your star. What makes you happy? Not what makes you everyone else's hero, but what makes you your hero. Okay. I hope this was helpful, Aquarius. Contact me in the box below if you're looking for a personal reading. And again, follow me on Instagram, Fawn and Fire Intuitive. Okay. Much love to you guys.